Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Desert Cottage Garden Tour of October 2019. And as you can see, there's been some big changes. And I'm so excited to share with you all the progress that we've made out here. And I'm sure you can see the green right away. So this was the last piece that I wanted to complete before winter. And I'm really happy with it. And if you'll notice, there are really small patches of grass with the rocks around it. But just that little tiny bit of green makes all the difference in the front garden. And next year I will be sowing in clover seed in it. So eventually the grass will be no longer, it'll be clover. But for now we have a nice green patch. Let's say good morning to Molly. Hi Molly. She's over there pouting. Take a look at this rose. This is the one plant I did not plant. It's been here since before we moved in, and it is growing lovely. It not as thick this year as some years, but it now has a structure to hold on to, so I think next year it'll be even better. But this rose is just such a beautiful rose. I think it's called a Don Juan rose. And oh my goodness, the smell. I wish you had smell-o-vision because it's just lovely. And then our Russian sage is full of bees again. I think the bees had left because the Russian sage was worn out with the blossoms. Molly has to bark at the person driving by. And then when the Russian sage re-blossomed, all the bees came back. So many bees. Hundreds. Which makes me happy because that's a goal. We fed them all summer. Pesticide free, herbicide free, healthy food. So our Leland cypress is pretty well settled. It's looking pretty good. And the plum tree, a little scrawny, but it's still young. And it seems to have taken hold. Put in this little pot from the back. Put in some mums in there. And our little pansies are doing fine. They're cheering up a little bit because it's starting to get cold out. The desert willow, which I keep accidentally calling a desert sage, looking really good. It had blooms on it all year this year instead of just spring, which is really nice. And then you can see my firewood storage. We've got the firewood in. I'm really happy with that. In fact, I think it looks so good I don't want to use the firewood, which I'm sure I will. We'll just have to get more firewood, that's all. Take a look at our bees. Our blue juniper is doing really well. And as you can see, the rosemary, that's the word. The rosemary is growing quite large, looking really well. And our trumpet vine back here is taking hold and looking pretty good. It only has a little bit of burned leaves on the bottom from when it was younger. And I've got my little fairy lights there. There. And the little morning glory that I planted down there is still alive, so it's hanging in there. Let's take a look at the gravel that I put in. I've got a nice, walking pathway through here, which I really appreciate, going to the trash cans. And I'm still trying to, kind of hide the trash cans. Eventually, I think maybe a morning glory down there to climb up here. We'll see. But this is the gravel that I brought in. And as we turn around, you'll see how good it looks. Here we go. Turning around. And we've had some really big storms, which are kind of rare actually, and it has not washed away, so I'm really happy with it. I'm happy. It took a lot of work. It was really hard, but now it's done and it looks really good. And thankfully, hubby helped me put down the grass the other day. I just can't lift another roll of sod, so I appreciate his help there. And then you can see the firewood from this side. You know, for a while I thought I would put an arbor right here and a walkway, but I think it looks really nice the way it is. It doesn't need any more work. And we've got our little fairy lights on the corners, so at night it lights up pretty nicely. I'll have to come out and see if I can get any kind of video of that. The rose is doing really well in its pot there. That was here. It was in the ground way up against the wall of the house, so I had to take it out. But it's done really well in its pot. It came back to life after I thought I lost it. It's looking really good. And as you can see, some of the grasses over here are taking hold. Some are still a little bit wobbly, but they're doing well. And now this little part that I don't think I showed you before, I got the gravel in, and now it's nice and neat and clean and a cute little miniature forest. There's our little miniature spruce, and the bees have found the Russian sage down here as well. And these are old-fashioned zinnias. They did really nicely there. I'll plant them a little earlier next year. My little chives are doing well. Another spruce, rosemary, and then a little bit of thyme down there. And we'll come over here and you can see that this grass is doing really well, and that grass is doing well. And there's the view there. And then one other thing that I did is I replaced the barrier brick. If you remember, it was a red paver. Instead, I decided to use this actual barrier stone, and it looks really good. I still have this corner to complete right here, but I'm real happy with how everything's looking now. So you can see the desert part of the plan really working, and you can see some of the cottage part coming in. But we're getting there, and I'm real happy with that. So thank you for coming along on the tour. There's a few more odds and ends, little bits here and there that I need to do. I'm going to bring in more river rock along the edges of things here. And I really like the gravel here in the stepping stones. That works really well. So those stepping stones back there before the firewood, I'm going to be bringing in some gravel around that. And then, like I said, I've been talking about the brick. So what I'm going to do, I've decided finally, I think, I've said this on videos before that I've decided, but I'm going to do the German schmear, it's called. And that's basically white mortar over the brick in a very shabby chic way, so that they will still be able to breathe. It will lighten the color, it will add a lot of character, and it will help protect the house from too much heat being absorbed into the walls. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the Desert Cottage Garden today in October 2019. And now I've got to go water. Have a great day, guys. Bye.